Hey guys, Figurecraft here. I know that I said that the last videos was going to be the final showcasing of the Titanic, but since then, some interesting things has happened. So, the first thing that's happened is the replacement model, or the replacement motor that I've ordered from Agora Models so long ago. Well, the last time I've contacted them and I've called them out on everything, they said that they'll get it taken care of and they'll get it sent out ASAP. Instead of giving me my money back. So they finally sent the replacement motor. And now I'm hoping for the case because I'm still against this company right now. The only thing to fully get my trust back with this company is they give me what I paid for that case. This only costed me $20-something. That display case costed me basically $240. So that's a big difference from a little $20 item. So hopefully the case does come. So I'm giving them a little bit longer to try to wait for the case. But yeah, I'm going to show you basically where I set the Titanic. So this is where I sit my Titanic. It's basically sitting up here. I'll have to cut off, I'm going to probably leave the back right here, but I will have to cut off this part right here on this side. I'll have to cut this side off in order, because the case is going to be hanging off about that much. I was doing the measurements on it at this other company that I'm looking at now. I don't know about Agora Models' case. So Agora Models' case might fit in here, and it might not, because this thing right here is, you can see fairly close. I just don't have the boat situated right, but if I had the ship pulled up more, it'd probably be sitting right in the middle of there, but I just got it sitting up here for now. But I'll give you some close-ups of the ship and all the detail again. Here are our, there's Jack and Rose at the front of the ship. There's the forecastle deck. This is the drop down that's in the forecastle deck. I forget what this is called, but this has got the anchor sitting down in there. There's the little gate railing that you would basically step on to get to the front of the ship. Here is the ship's front flag, which I left mine to where I can take it in and out. Because, you know, in the on the Titanic movie, James Cameron's Titanic movie, that flag wasn't there. That flag was only there, I think it was when it was in where was that place at? I think it was Southampton. I think it was when it was ported in Southampton was when you saw this flag at the front of the ship. And then I think they took it off when it was sailing on the ocean. I'm not sure about that. But here are the anchor chain guides. There's our bollards. There's our front bow crane. There's our little telephone. More bollards. Here are the steam valves. There's the windlasses that hoisted Titanic's big chains and anchors. Here's the front loading hatch. Here are the steam winches. Here's the steam winch cable cover. Here's some more steam winches back here. There's a bell down there. Here's Titanic's little hoist crane that was at the back. Here is the crow's nest with the two lookouts. And there's the ship's bell in between the two lookouts where they would ring it when they saw something ahead. Up here to the top, here is the American flag. Going back down to, here are the front staircase up towards the front of the well deck, the forward well deck. There's loading hatch. There's the first loading hatch onto the forward well deck, and there's the second loading hatch on the forward well deck. Here are the fair lead rollers. There's the little air intake in the middle. Over there we got some side details. More bollards. Coming back here, we got the two front loading cranes. There is some more steam winches. There's the front stairs that leads up to one of Titanic's decks. This is in the instructions, they called this wall the parapet. There's one of Titanic's officers. There's the ship's name. Here's two people basically taking a stroll on the promenade deck. Just walking in there. Here's the bridge. And then, of course, if I wanted to, I can get my hand in here. And I can slowly remove the bridge's roof. That way you can see into the bridge. Two officers having a chat. The quartermaster at Titanic's wheel. One of the officers heading out. And then you got another officer right back here. No, this is quartermaster. Another quartermaster right back here, carrying the box with Titanic's flare launchers. And then over there's another officer bringing another box of flare launchers. Here you have the cutter lifeboat hanging off the side of the ship, and it's got some oars inside of it, the life preserver, the rudder to the lifeboat, and it is exactly the same thing on the other side. Then you have the cutter with the tarpaulin over it, and then I drew the black threads that you see on there with a black Sharpie marker. Same thing right here, black Sharpie marker. Here are the little railing pieces that were, or the little rope pieces that were up around Titanic's first funnel. And I basically made these out of wire, just multiple pieces of wire stuck together. Made like a little ring, glued the wire together, which was a bit of a challenge because it's hard to glue wire together. And then this right here is some of that rigging that they supplied us with, the nylon thread. Just threaded through these makeshift little just sticking up pieces of pole with a loop in it that I made, just painted them white. And I did that on both sides, that way you can have those. The replacement vents that I have purchased from the model kit shop. Replacement ladder from the model kit shop. Replacement window frames from the model kit shop. Replacement lifeboats and davits from the model kit shop. More replacement windows and little light fixtures from the model kit shop. I mean, most of the replacements that you see on here is from the model kit shop. More vents. There's those little paper plates that I made down below the vents. You saw my videos. I made those out of cardstock paper, just painted them gray. And now you can't even tell that those little concrete pieces are made out of paper. All the people that you see on the ship are basically from the model kit shop. Here's another steam winch. This right here is a piece of photo etch from my 1/350 scale Titanic that was left over. I just carved it up. I took some cardstock paper, cut it into the straight lengths that you see, glued it on, and just painted the whole thing gold. And that basically gave it that look. So all this is just a flat piece of photo etch brass, and then these little short pieces that you see going across the top of it is just cardstock paper glued on top of the flat piece of brass, and then it's all painted gold. That's just a flat piece of cardstock glued onto the side of the wall and painted black to just show off the expansion joint in the side of the cabin. You can see those little windows down there at the bottom. That is replacement windows that was from the model kit shop. I just colored the insides of them with a black Sharpie marker. All the railings. More pieces. Going down the side of the ship, we have these replacement coaling outrigs. And this right here was just basically carved in with a X-Acto blade. I carved that with an X-Acto blade. I took a black Sharpie marker and colored in the slit that I made into the ship to make the expansion joint. These are front-loading cranes from the model kit shop. This roof right here, this replacement roof from the model kit shop. If you're interested in any of these replacement parts from the model kit shop, in my comments on some of my videos when I'm showing off these pieces, in my comments I have put links to the website. I don't know if the links still are active or not, but I did put links in some comments for some people. But it is a very good company. They are very fast at shipping. Like as soon as you order them, they are shipped that same day, if not yet the day after, and then it seems like you get them pretty fast. They are well packaged. They are well done. I highly recommend that seller. Very good contact with the seller. I mean, I'm not sponsoring him in any way, but basically I'm trying to let people know that if you want any of these replacement parts like I did, I'm just basically telling you where I got them. That way, if you want to, you know, add some detail to your ship, you can. But I'm not sponsoring nobody. And then right here is some more replacement parts from the model kit shop for the engine casing on top of the Titanic. More replacement lifeboats. Going to the back of the ship, we got some more replacement cranes. This is just a toothpick. This is a wooden toothpick cut down to size, super glued in there, and then painted white to resemble that bar that was there. I think they said it was basically for attaching a swing onto it so people could swing. Then right here we've got some more of the rigging. We got the cable that goes up here. There is the Royal Mail flag. It says Titanic Royal Mail. And then right up there is the White Star Line flag. Now, if you're wondering like I am, what are these dots on the flag? I've got a pretty good indication as to what that is. That is probably either part of the flag that was made like that, which I don't think it was, or it's gnat crap, where the gnats have landed on it and they've messed on it, which is what I was trying to avoid by getting a display case. But with the situation going on with Agora models right now, where they said that the company that they're ordering off of ain't shipping out the display cases, lo and behold, the gnats have already started messing up the model, which, I ain't gonna lie, it pisses me off. And then right down here, here's some more replacement loading cranes from the model kit shop. And then right down here is, I still haven't replaced this one yet. I plan on ordering another replacement winch off the model kit shop because he hasn't made any more parts yet, because he said he's swamped with requests and stuff like that. And he said he does plan on making more of the parts, but for right now, he's just swamped with requests, and he's not had enough time to make any more. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to order another one of the extra parts that I've already ordered to get a replacement winch there. And then the same thing back here to replace these steam valves to make them match the ones at the front. I'll have to basically order me a some of the same parts that I've already ordered before to get those replacements. And he hasn't had a chance to make the replacement cranes for back here, so I'm still using the ones from the kit. But if he ever does make them, I will eventually replace these. Here's going to the back of the poop deck. Here are those little winch systems. These are just black pieces of wire that I've stuck in both winch systems. Bent them the way to make it look like the little cranks and stuff like that. The little antenna that stick out of them. Just like little holes drilled in with a micro drill and added pieces of wire and just bent it certain ways to make it look like that. Here is the docking bridge. This is another black piece of wire that was painted the mast color to resemble these poles that were on the back of the docking bridge. There is a warning notice sign. Coming to the back of the ship. Here is the back flag. There's a officer walking towards the back of the ship. There's a person resting on the bench. Here is a little light from the model kit shop that I had left over that I just stuck at the back of the ship. There is the warning notice, warning you of Titanic's propellers. And then going right here, let me see if I can just get this in focus. And then you got the yellow shear line, which is the decal sticker that they provided us with. Which I did figure out. I know a whole lot of people was having problems with this on YouTube, but I did figure out that these, even though they're straight, you can get them to go around the back of the hull of the ship. You just have to take your time. Just take your time and you can get this whole decal sticker to go around the back hull of the ship. You just got to have to slowly maneuver it and work with it, and it will work out. That's where you see the back Titanic Liverpool. I'm not sure what that is right there. I hope that ain't a scratch. If it is, I'll have to paint it black. I didn't see that. Some of the things on this ship you can't see until you get right up on it. Which it looks like that probably is a scratch. So I will paint that black. I didn't notice that until now. So I will paint that black to get that scratch out of there. Didn't notice it until now. And right here are the water line decals. There's my propellers, and I did now just notice that one of my propellers, even though when I glued it, has seemed to have worked loose. So I'll be gluing that baby back on there. But yeah, and there will still be more Titanic videos to come, because I still just now realized that I've still got to do the Shipment 24 review to talk about what all we did in Shipment 24. So I will be doing one more video for the Shipment 24 review. Here are her anchors. Here's the water line decals right at the front of the ship. Let me see here if I can get my hand here. If I can give you a view of Titanic's front, maybe. Oh, I hope it's in picture. I can't see because it's behind the TV. I tried at least. Oh, I tried at least. But one of the things that I've noticed too, that I know a whole lot of people complained about that the hull didn't have enough detail in it, but in my opinion, it don't need no rivets or anything like that in the hull. I can not understand, you know, complain about no rivets in the hull. When it comes up here, yeah, I can understand it. Because this is white, you'll be able to see the rivets in this. So yeah, I do agree that rivets should have been added all the way up and down the side of this on the white part, but when it comes to the hole, no. When you're far away, you won't be able to see the rivets if it had them. The puzzle effect was another complaint. I like the puzzle effect. It makes it look like real pieces of metal just stuck together, and it makes it look like the metal platings were stuck together. And another cool thing I'll point out, when you come back here, I think this was deliberately done on purpose. This right here, if you look at it, the way that's a puzzle piece right there, and it looks like it's, split, I think that was deliberately done on purpose because that's where the ship broke in two. Was right there. And then this whole middle section right here just disappeared into the ocean for a while until they found it. But that right there is where the ship split in two when it sank. So I think that right there was deliberately done on purpose to simulate the broken in two space. But as you can see from far away, there's also a puzzle effect back here, but you can't see it right now on that until I get right up on it, and there it is. But as you can see, you can't really, tell it or see it until you're right up on it. So, yeah. I like the puzzle effect. I don't have a problem with it, because when I'm far away, I cannot see that puzzle effect except for in certain places. But even looking at it from far away, you can definitely tell that it looks like a real hole stuck together. And then another thing too is, if you go to the Bancroft 1/200 scale Titanic and you look at its video, in the Bancroft 1/200 scale Titanic that I saw of, it didn't have these metal plating divide lines throughout the bottom of the hole of the redness, and also up here it had them up here, but not down here in the hole of the redness, and it just made it look like a plain red hole without these lines. It had these going straight through, but it didn't have these extra divide space plating in it from the videos that I saw of the Bancroft 1/200 scale Titanic RC ready to run model. And also the water line on the Bancroft 1/200 scale Titanic is about up to here, which is too high for the NT5 red line, and then down here it's just right on the hachette model, because they said it themselves. They based this hachette model off of the original plans of Titanic when it was constructed, to make you feel like you was building the actual ship. And it did make it feel like I was building the actual ship, because it took them, what, 3 years to build the real Titanic? It took me 3 years to build this model. And then the way I built the engines and stuff like that, it was miniature size, but it felt like I was building the real ship the whole way through. It was a very awesome experience for me. The only thing that wasn't awesome is, the Agora Models company. I mean, when it comes to contacting the Agora Models customer service, it seems like it's just excuse after excuse when you bring up problems, or you have problems and you're trying to get them resolved. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it feels like you're talking to complete idiots. Like they don't know what you're talking about. You break it down for them in sentences, and they still don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've been trying forever to get my shipping address changed and fixed, and they keep on telling me that they're going to do it, but it seems like they tell you they're going to do it, but they never ship it, or they never send the situation to their warehouse company. And every time when I got my shipments, it's still the same mess up address. The packages got rerouted. They kept on getting rerouted. I had to track the packages down myself when I was collecting this model, and I know if the case ever gets shipped, it's going to be the same thing for the case. I'll have to track down the case in order to receive my case. When it comes to the model kit company, I hate to say it, but they're a better customer service than the Agora Models main team. And that's pretty bad. But yeah, hopefully we'll get our display cases that we've paid for. But for right now, I don't want to do business again with the Agora Models company unless they straighten up and they get this situation resolved. Because for right now, they just made off with $240. And every time when I contact about the case, it's just excuse after excuse. Telling me the last thing that the company they're ordering from, the case has been ready for weeks. But the company they're ordering from has not shipped the case, and you know that makes them look bad because they took their money. What are you doing to ensure that the company that you've purchased the cases from, our cases, is going to ship our cases? Because to me right now it seems like you're doing nothing. You're just waiting. They told me until the company basically ships out the cases, they can't give me any good news. So yeah, that's not a good answer. You need to be doing something about it instead of just waiting. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed and I hope y'all are doing safe during these troublesome times. And I will be back with the Titanic Shipment 24 review video. But until then, you all have a blessed one and goodbye.